Today I spoke to a woman who's at the top of her game in her field, who's really excelled far and beyond, but right now she's struggling to find a job. Why? She says employers are worried that she might go for a maternity leave. And she says that this is nothing new. Right now, it's about pregnancy. Before this, it was about a wedding. And the first 5 or 10 minutes of every interview, she spends explaining how her being a woman is not going to get in the way of her job. And she says that top jobs at multinational corporations, at the best of the best companies, are sometimes reserved exclusively for men. She has asked to be anonymous so that this speaking out does not further hamper her job seeking process. And this is what she has to say.
I've essentially been in the retail industry for about 11 years, 10, 11 years. And I've worked with the best of the best. I've grown very, very fast and consistently. But the biggest problem that I've always faced is that whenever I sit for an interview or even a promotion for that matter, I always have to first justify how me being a woman is not going to be a problem, and then start talking about my credentials.
Okay.
And
how do you mean, like talking about how being a woman is?
So like simple things, like for example, when I was not married, the conversation always used to begin with the fact that when do you plan to get married? And this was actually a big conversation within my interview. And I've had this with multiple companies, all like major corporations, not smaller ones, in fact, been around for about, like 80, 100 years. And then it was always about, okay, when do you plan to get married? If you're planning to get married this year, this is going to affect our business. We can't have such an XYZ position open for so long. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then when I got married, then the conversation changed as to when do you plan to have babies. Unfortunately, this position is extremely important. We can't have, XYZ position and the person who's holding that designation be on maternity leave for so many months and so on and so forth.
Okay. And go on.
Yeah. No, go on, please.
And they say all of this like very directly.
Well, even if they don't say it directly, they route it through consultants many a times. So they basically have the consultants do this, this ugly bit of communication. Or also indirectly, many a times I've been asked this question pretty much in every single interview that I've done. Every single interview. Whether I'm married, prior to marriage, it was whether I'm married and when do I plan to get married. And then after marriage, it was when do I plan to have babies.
Okay, and these have all been like big, prominent multinational.
Yes. Mostly all of them. In fact, the funny part is that the newer organizations which are being run by, younger generations, they tend to be a lot more open. They're giving flexi hours and so forth. But with the companies that have been around for a very long time and predominantly male, but also in their 50s and 60s and so on, those are the ones who tend to, be very narrow-minded. One, about just the fact that it's a woman. And then secondly, of course, the attachments that come with being a woman.
Right, yeah. And how much of a problem is this, would you say? Like, how has it hampered your job-seeking process?
It has quite a bit because, I'm taken all the way to the very end, which is obviously a lot of time and effort that goes into it. And then, to be turned down for such a role, for such a reason, it's quite disheartening, honestly, because I'd rather that they lie to me and say that I was not the right fit, honestly. Then be told that, oh, we love you and you're a great fit and, we're very excited about what you're going to do in the future, etc. But unfortunately, we have this role which is very important and it's commercial and so on. So for us, even a day also affects us big time and so on.
Yeah, and how long would you say, like, right now you've been looking for a job and this has happened?
So this happened to me twice in 2 months.
Okay.
And but then other variations also of it also because actually many a times I've been told blatantly that they're looking for a male candidate.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that I've been told multiple times. They're looking for a male candidate. They're only looking for a male candidate. In fact, if you actually go to Naukri and check out some senior positions, especially in the operational and business and business head, retail head, operations head, so on. these positions, they tend to write in brackets, men only, male candidate preferred.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, is there anything else you would like to add?
Nothing. It's just that, I mean, I wish it was a lot easier, but I don't see this becoming, any better anytime soon. It's a huge mind shift paradigm that has to happen, and that's not going to happen anytime soon. But I also don't think this is specific to India.
Right, yeah. I mean, of course, since
It's
you're
not
talking
an
about
Indian issue.
multinational corporations, obviously they
Yeah.
have, yeah.
It's
It's
not
like an
an Indian issue.
international culture.
Maybe it is more obvious in India because I think maybe people here are a lot more, class about communicating this.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe internationally done in a more polite form, but it still exists. Internationally also, I've seen this happen to multiple people. And women, my counterparts in other countries, I've seen them, go through this in one way or the other. Somebody, the CEO of the company, will be very upset that the woman got pregnant. It's very common.
Okay.
And the more senior the position, I think the more challenging it gets.
So right now you're working and you're looking for a change in job?
I'm still looking, and at this point I'm still looking. I just started looking, in fact, in the last 2 months. And yeah, I mean, this is something that I've been facing over and over again. Many times I've been told pretty much that, don't even bother applying because they are looking for a male candidate. So that eliminates quite a bit of job opportunities for me. And then, of course, the problem is anyways, it's difficult for, somebody from a senior position to get a senior position again. It is anyways quite challenging. And then to top it all, I have to start with the fact that I'm a woman, but it's not going to be a problem. And so that's just, it's quite exhausting after a while.
So what does this tell us as girls, as women, that no matter how hard you work, no matter how good you get, you might still not be good enough just by virtue of being a woman?